going up against Red Bull in game number 1, and the main game for that will be Talk and Text versus Alaska. 3 of the 4 teams are playing for the first time. Montiveros missing the left-handed layup. So score still stays the same. Santa Lucia with possession. Francisco binigay kay Espino. Espino laban kay Ildefonso. Drives inside, blocked from behind, ball loose, taken by Racela. Racela, crossover move, reach in by Francisco, and that's the 5th foul on Kenneth Duremdes. And he's going to have to sit. I'm not sure what Coach Alfrancis will do here, but he most likely will be replaced. And Paeng Santos is standing up from the bench. He's going to the scorer's table. Tignan natin to. There's the reach by Gerard Francisco, and a foul actually could have been called there. And there's a slight nudge by Kenneth Duremdes. And if there ever, well, you know, there was contact. I mean, inadvertent, pero tumama eh. And although there was also contact before that. Here's Peña, out to Velasco, fakes the 3. But Francisco, a nice recovery on the defensive end. Ontiveros, pinasa sa loob. Nice pass inside, pero blocked by Marlo Aquino. His pass tipped away. Here's Velasco, the hook shot is good.
Ang sakit nun, no? Very good defensive play by Marlo, but his outlet nakapik. So, ball goes back to San Miguel. They get the 2 points.
Tolero. Santa Lucia down by 5. Here's Aquino, hands off to Francisco. And he gives it to Duremdes against Ontiveros. He's got to watch it. He's got 5 fouls. Duremdes floats in the air, short on the jumper. Tries to get his own rebound. Velasco out to Ontiveros. 3-on-2 fast break. Pinasa kay Racela. Easy layup. 2 more points for San Miguel. And they are up by 7.
Well, the second half starting the way the first half started. Alam natin kanina, first half, bumulusok rin tong San Miguel. So, ngayon, another quick start by the San Miguel Beermen.
Well, things not looking good for Santa Lucia because Duremdes will be sitting down the next dead ball, and there's a whistle. And that's a foul on, is it Racela? I think Racela will be called for the personal foul. Here's that pass by Don Ontiveros. Ito, na-screen out si Marlo Aquino ni Danny Ildefonso, kaya hindi nakapwesto.
Well, that's all about having the numbers. That's a 3-on-1 fast break. Like I said kanina, when you have a 3-on-1 fast break, you're expected to score.
And San Miguel actually missed a lot of opportunities in the first half. Dennis the Menace. Santa Lucia continues to struggle from the stripe. So yan na, upo na si Kenneth Duremdes, and definitely a disappointing game so far for Kenneth Duremdes, and he'll be missing a lot of minutes here in the 3rd quarter, and Paeng Santos will have to step up.
Well, for a guy like Kenneth who's been out for a while, it's really important to get your bearings back in a regular game. So the more minutes that he could play, the better for him. Pero minalas, nagka-foul trouble, so that slows down the procedure of getting back into game shape.
Espino blocked away. Francisco also could not convert, but the ball will stay Santa Lucia's way. But Espino missing both free throws during that last possession, so they're not helping themselves here.
Not something that you'd usually see from Dennis Espino. Usually sure-handed yan sa free throw.
He's about the same percentage as Marlo was last conference. Kasi 5 of 9 na siya eh. So mga 50 plus din yun eh, di ba? Here's Racela, cross-court to Velasco, inside to Peña. Peña, laban kay Marlo Aquino, wala daw. He's gonna try to back his way, gives it to Racela, out to Ildefonso, 19 feet out, drives against Espino, gets past Espino, good pass to Peña, and again, the interior passing of San Miguel showing its form here in the 3rd quarter. At ito, may timeout tayo, and looks like nasa PBA itong Zamboanga City, and you saw the fans continuing their support to both clubs here. Paulo Mendoza now in the game. Here's Santos. Naghahanap ng papasahan, binigay kay Espino. And they do the weave, top of the key. Gerard Francisco right in front of the Santa Lucia bench hits the first 3-point shot of the ball game. Oh, that's only a 2-pointer? So I guess he stepped on the line, so wala pa rin tayong test dito.
Well, on the other side, defensively, Santa Lucia now playing zone to change up things with San Miguel.
Don Tiveros, wala pa rin tres. At nakuha ni Francisco yung rebound. And, that shot by Gerard Francisco actually was the first points for Santa Lucia in the third quarter. Aquino stolen from behind by Don Tiveros. Binigay Kiracela ahead of the pack. Ildefonso against Santos losing control. Nakuha ni Velasco. Inside to Peña. Cross court to Ontiveros. Ontiveros drives inside. Tries to create some space. Inside to Ildefonso. His shot doesn't go. Wala pa rin. Here comes Santa Lucia. Back is up and running. Down by 7. Mendoza. Open look for 3. Wala pa rin. Hirap na hirap itong perimeter shooting, and the reach in by Velasco results in another steal. 3-on-2 fast break. Racela takes the pass, takes the shot, misses it. And Peña the long rebound. Binigay kay Racela at set up nila. They do have numbers as Espino slow getting back on defense. Racela drives inside. His pass taken away. Paeng Santos has got Ontiveros to beat. Santos inside. Namintis yung layup. Naghahanap ng foul itong Santa Lucia. Hindi tinawag. Racela crossover move na agawan ni Francisco. Siya naman ang naghahanap ng foul. Here comes Santa Lucia. Francisco to Mendoza. Wala pa rin. Ontiveros back on the offensive end in San Miguel. Ontiveros itutuloy sa loob. At nakapulos na rin. So back and forth we go. No points. Layups being missed. And Ontiveros puts a stop to that and finally hits a layup. And Coach Francis Chua asking for a technical. Screaming at the referee, and mukhang mabibigyan nga itong si Coach Al Francis, and claiming that there was a foul. And back and forth we went. Well, ako napagod eh.
Well, both
actually, hindi niya sinunod yung mga coaches. Yung mga coaches, pinapa-settle down kasi balik-balik sila, pero tinuloy niya pa rin. And of course, the 2 points will negate everything. But Olsen Racela, one of the best free throw shooters of all time in the PBA. Hindi ko siya na-jinx. So 55-45. Out of all of that, we had 3 points, 1 field goal and 1 free throw.
Well, we'll see, no? After that call made by the referees, the technical, let's see if this will spark the Santa Lucia Realtors, who are now down by 10 points.
Well, they've only scored that outside shot from Gerard. It was 46-43, and ngayon, it's been a 9-2 run by San Miguel. Here's Francisco. Drives against Velasco, spin move, naagawan, and there's going to be a foul called on Ontiveros.
Number 17, holding time.
There's Coach Jong Chico. It's his turn to complain.
Well, Don coming over here and saying he got all balls. But there he sees the ball.
Sabi sa'yo eh, walang player na nag-a-admit na foul eh. Yung sa Racela, binigay kay Peña. Looking for the open man. Racela, Velasco, left open for 3. Apa rin. Hirap, parehong kupunan. They give it to Mendoza. Up and running in Santa Lucia, and they'll slow it down.
Well, right now, Paulo has to settle down, have set up a good play because they need to score at this possession.
Espino will back his way against Dorian Peña. Turns around. The turnaround jumper doesn't go. Ildefonso gets it for the Beermen. So, offense lacking dito po sa ating third quarter. Mabilis naman ang laro. Hindi lang nakakashoot. Racela on the left side against the zone defense by Santa Lucia. Inside they go. Peña against Aquino. Nothing there. Out to Ontiveros. Drives inside. Cross court to Racela. Racela pinasok sa loob. Ildefonso back to Racela to Ontiveros. Nakita yung shot clock. And that will be a 24-second shot clock violation. See if they can change their fortunes here in the rest of the third quarter. Still lots of time now in the game for the first time for Coach Al Francis. Nice crossover move. Mendoza double pumps and hits the second field goal for Santa Lucia in the third quarter.
Well, for Coach Al, that's always a good sign when Paulo hits his shot. He's a very streaky player, so once he gets one shot in, you usually expect that it'll come in bunches.
Here's Ontiveros for 3. They continue to struggle. Out to Ontiveros. Ontiveros passes it to Velasco. Long two-pointer, and that also is a little long. Santa Lucia down by 8. Mendoza calls the play in front of his bench. Racela right there to Hanem, gets a screen from Espino. Mendoza out to Omolon. He shoots a three. The first 3-point shot for San Miguel. Less than 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Racela will walk it up for the Beermen. Zone defense pa rin ang depensa ng Santa Lucia. Daniel Defonso pinasok sa loob. Dorian Peña missing the shot.
Well, really good play coming out of the timeout from Coach Jong. Basket was there for the taking pero medyo malakas ang tira ni Dorian.
Mendoza gets a screen from Gonzalez. Mendoza inside, squeezes his way at sumabit itong si Brian Gahol. Brian Gahol actually, it's a former teammate of Paulo. The last time UP went to the Final Four. Itong dalawang to magka-teammates.
40-second shot clock.
Out to Francisco, shooting a three-pointer, in and out. And the rebound, Peña.
Well, masikip pa rin yung ring from three-point range even after Omolon made that basket.
And speaking of Omolon, siya ang matatawagan ng foul dito. Reach and foul against Danny Ildefonso.
Number 3, Omolon. First foul, third team foul for the Realtors. 2 free throws for Danny Ildefonso.
So Danny Ildefonso, career San Miguel star, missing the first free throw. Looking to split these free throws. Danny I does so and extends the lead to 6 points. So Paulo Mendoza will bring it up. Biyado sila ng 6. Omolon bounces it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, 16 feet out. Guarded by Ildefonso. Binalik kay Francisco. Pinasok kay Marlo Aquino. 7 on the shot clock. Aquino against Peña. Aquino makes his move. Double team. Francisco open for 3. Wala. Rebound taken by Ildefonso. Binigay kay Racela. All green shirts back on defense though. Here's Brian Gaul to the corner to Ontiveros. Pinasok kay Ildefonso. Spin move inside. Double team. Nothing there. Shoots again and doesn't go. And Marlo Aquino gets the rebound. Paulo Mendoza, hesitation move all the way. Nice pass to Omolon. He draws the foul. And ngayon, Santa Lucia naman nagpapakita ng interior passing.
Well, Paulo, you know, the thing when Paulo breaks down the ball.
When he has a fast break opportunity. So kaya talagang hindi mo pwedeng iwanan. And that's why he has the advantage in getting past you with a hesitation move. Si Nelbert Omolon and dismal free throw shooting percentage from the Fiesta Conference. But I have a feeling na hindi ganun kadami yung attempts niyan. And Nelbert Omolon hits both free throws. So San Miguel on offense once again. Only a 4-point advantage for the Beermen. They bounce it to Velasco. Velasco cross-court to Ontiveros. Fakes the 3 out to Gahol. Gahol shoots the 3. That one's a little long and Mendoza gets the long rebound. Here comes Santa Lucia. 3 San Miguel Beermen on defense. They give it to Adriano. Back to Mendoza. The alley-oop. Sabi yata mataas pero Marlo Aquino steals it back from Olsen Racela. It's usually the other way around.
Well, actually, right now, Marlo is the only big man in the Santa Lucia lineup. Siguro naawa.
So Marlo Aquino will be given a couple of free throws. And that's not a nice birthday present for the skyscraper. And he continues to shoot his free throws. Sumilip pa eh, no?
Still looking for his first points here in the second half. Actually, since the first quarter, he was held scoreless. This is his first point since the first quarter, Marlon.
Maski yung mga napapasok ng free throws, awa lang talaga. I mean, it hits every part of that rim before it trickles through the net. Here's Singson with the ball, drives baseline, back to Velasco. They switch it to Olsen Marcela for three, and they continue to struggle from the three-point area.
Jude, for a team that was averaging, I think, #1 in three-point field goal percentage in the Fiesta Conference, they're really struggling in this gym today.
Nino way long on that shot. At I tingin ko talagang yung depth perception itong gym na to. Dale Singson, nothing doing against Omolon. Nakita niya, nandun si Marlo Aquino on help defense as well. Singson gustong ipasok, and Omolon right there. And yeah, this is one of the few cases na yung matchup ni Dale Singson, although it's a zone defense, mas matangkad sa kanya. Hindi siya sanay na dun sa three-point area pa lang, 3-4 inches na yung binibigay niya. Singson starts to play for San Miguel. Hesitation move, drives inside, passes it out. Marcela tries again, and misses again.
Well, credit, you have to give credit also to Coach Al. He noticed that medyo maalat yung shooting ng San Miguel. So he said, sige, di mag-zone tayo and let's wait till they can score.
You know, until they hit that shot, talagang papatirahin sa labas yan. And they will take advantage. And you know, San Miguel dominated the rebounding, as we said earlier. At ito, pag nag-zone defense sila, they will be able to get more rebounds, especially on the defensive end.
Well, the other side of playing zone is, if you look at the lineup of Santa Lucia right now, they're able to rest Dennis Espino. So right now, Marlo's the only one that's putting in a lot of minutes. And they can put in guys that are not so big, but maybe about 6'3" guys like Norman Gonzalez and Omolon to fill the wings on their 2-3 zone.
Well, just as you said that Dennis Espino is resting, pinapunta kaagad ni Coach Francis dun sa scorer's table. And a couple of substitutions here for San Miguel. Ildefonso and Ontiveros are back in the game. As Paulo Mendoza, and even he misses free throws, and you know, he's one of the better free throw shooters para dito sa Realtors.
Well, in practice nga, last year when I was with them, nakapikit pa yan eh.
So, I mean, that's just siguro an indication of how difficult it is to judge the distance. Here's Ontiveros, drives inside, and triple team, swatted away by Nelbert Omolon. At ito, bola pa ng Santa Lucia. Eros pretty much forced that shot. He knew that there was a zone defense. Sinugod niya pa rin sa loob. At tatlong Santa Lucia Realtors ang sumalubog sa kanya.
That's what missing from the three-point does for you.
Exactly.
You force the issue inside because you can't make it from anywhere else.
Paulo Mendoza, a very tough shot. And missing it. So a minute 12 here in the third quarter. San Miguel has possession. They're hanging on to a 2-point advantage because of really just struggling from the perimeter. Ontiveros, siya naman ang susubok. Siya naman ang magmimintis ulit. And that ball saved by Omolon right in front of our panel here.
1 minute remaining the third quarter.
So a minute left. Dito po sa ating third quarter, still a 2-point lead for San Miguel. You know, the game is, I'm not sure if it slowed down, but definitely the scoring has slowed down. Ontiveros, Matilea, ayaw pumasok, but Velasco right there for the follow to extend the lead to 4. Omolon right side, kinalig ni Mendoza. For 3, Payeng Santos! Alam mo, kanina, sinabi ko na itong si Omolon, siya yung una nakadress. And 10 a.m. pa lang, nagpunta kami dito sa gym, nagsushooting siya. Alam mo kung sino kasama niya?
Miguel.
Payeng Santos.
But you know, Payeng Santos, that's really his job. He's a gunner talaga siya.
Dale Singson adds on to the 3-point shooting woes of San Miguel. Here's Delbert Omolon. One step, missed the layup, but draws the foul from Dondon Ontiveros.
Shoot, sayang yun. Panlamang dapat ng Santa Lucia yun. They've crept up on San Miguel with their zone defense and timely shooting. Yun dapat ang panlamang. Maybe he can get it in the free throw line.
I mean, this is amazing. Every single shooter of San Miguel has been struggling. I mean, from Ontiveros to Singson to Racela and even Mente in the first half. Gahol shot a 3-pointer during this quarter as well. So lahat talaga. Velasco also not doing well from the perimeter. Mente will check back in the ball game, will replace Ontiveros. And Omolon will be given a chance to tie with the second free throw as he missed the first. So tabla po ulit tayo. 58-58. Remember, it was 46-43. So konti lang po ang na-score dito sa third quarter. Shot clock is off. You see the time remaining. And fouled by Santos, and they do have a foul to give.
Holding foul number 15, Miguel Santos.
Like I said, those are duty fouls. Better for them not to take an attempt than to give them a chance at the basket if you have fouls to give.
So there's Brian Gahol out to Singson. 5 seconds left. He gets a screen. Singson, tuloy-tuloy! And what's the call here? And that's going to be a foul, a defensive foul on Santa Lucia.
Holding foul number 28, Norman Gonzalez.
Coach Al hasn't not really been very happy with the officiating so far. But even though it seems that way, his team is still tied with the San Miguel.
Singson hits the first free throw.
Masakit kasi yun, Jude, dahil they had a foul to give, and that wasn't really what they wanted to happen.
Singson converts on that foul, gets the 2 points, and Paeng Santos, a desperation leave, will not make it. Brian Gahol will inbound for San Miguel. They will have first possession dito po sa ating fourth quarter. Gahol gets it to Mente, baseline. Nothing there, inside they go, double team, triple team de Ildefonso, nawala ang bola. Here's Delbert Omolon. Pushing it up. Cross court they go. Paeng Santos gives it to Macruan on the left side. Macruan drives inside. Iniwanan. Shakira. Mente gets it. Fast break opportunity. Here's Joey Mente. Challenges everybody. Misses the layup. The whole foul also not there. Battle for the loose ball. The rebound will belong. Let's see. There's a foul. A foul will be called on Joey Mente. Or Gahol, rather.
That's an automatic foul.
Santos will inbound. Full court pressure for Santa Lucia. Here's Omolon driving inside all the way to the basket for 2 points, and he's tied the ball game at 60 apiece. So Omolon having very positive contributions here for the Realtors.
Yan nga yung sinasabi natin kanina. Santa Lucia is looking for...
Here's another near steal.
Well, like I was saying, Santa Lucia naghahanap sila ng other scorers aside from their big three. So right now, Omolon contributing in the second half. That's why they're in this ballgame.
He's the spark plug. I know Mark Agui was the spark, pero for this game, wala namang Barangay Ginebra. So Omolon's the spark plug right now for the Realtors. Inside they go, Brian Gahol. And so a much taller Dennis Espino at nag-hesitate shot. Naubusan ng oras as the 24-second shot clock expired.
Jude, mapapansin mo, even if Santa Lucia is playing a zone.
There's Macruan out to Santos. Santa Lucia looking for the lead. Santos bounces inside. Espino turns around against Ildefonso. Fakes, fires, nasubutan at naagawan. Here's Dale Singson. Pero green shirts back on defense. Dale Singson bangs into Macruan, and a defensive foul will be called.
Smart foul by Macruan. You don't have, right now, they only have one big man again in the presence of Dennis Espino playing the center. Hindi pa siya nakakababa. Duty foul, stop the offensive team from getting a fast break.
Inside they go. Velasco, laban kay Espino again. Nahihirapan sila kasi ang tangkad ni Espino at veterano magdepensa sa loob. And of course, these guys, Gahol and Velasco, aren't the best post-up players on the team.
But Dennis always has been regarded as one of the better defensive players in the league. Kasi marunong siya gumamit ng katawan niya eh.
And I think San Miguel really just having a difficult time because they're unable to hit the three-point shot. Gahol continues to struggle along with his teammates. And here comes Santa Lucia.
Jude, ang napapansin ko, not only in the three-point area, nag-struggle sila. Basically, it's all perimeter shots ang nagkakaroon sila.
This time it's Omolon's turn to miss. And, you know, very opposite or contradictory to how they started this ball game. Nakita natin kanina, 80%. Sinabi nga natin, there's no way they can keep up that kind of shooting percentage.
Going back to what I said kanina, that even though that Santa Lucia is playing zone, San Miguel continues to attack the post. Siguro maraming mga nagtatanong dyan, bakit? Kasi ang nangyayari, yung dalawang wing nung Santa Lucia may kaliitan. Instead of usually, you have one guy like Dennis Espino playing the other side of the 2-3. Coach Alfranz is changing it up by using Gonzalez and Omolon. So, Coach Jong naman trying to take care of that mismatch by posting up.
So far, he's having a difficulty both inside and outside. So si Peña susubukan ulit. So si Gonzalez, the help defense right there by Dennis Espino. Santos has bent it to Peña. Nabutan ni Mente. Nakuha though right there for the foul. So great defensive play by Joey Mente, but Makuan right there. Pero it looks like mga 7 siguro, 7,000 or so field to capacity itong the Buanga City High School Coliseum.
Kaya alam mo naman yung Pilipino, pag sinabing 7,000, makakahanap pa yan ng mga singit-singit dyan para I'm sure there's more than 7,000 here today.
So back to the action, Rosella to Singson. Tingnan natin kung makakabawi itong San Miguel. Nahihirapan sila. Peña triple teamed inside, and when that happens, you're asking for trouble. And they have not been successful this whole quarter.
But both teams, every time the big man puts the ball on the floor, yung tinatawag nga dyan, basta sinawsaw mo, lahat ng maliliit na players, yan, pasukan na yan to get the ball. So it's been happening on both sides of the court, and the big man should realize that both teams are aware that both big men mahilig magsawsaw ng bola before going up for a shot.
You know, sabi mo, Jason, itong San Miguel, they keep on going inside because two of the big men aren't really that big. Pero part of the reason siguro rin is hindi pumapasok yung outside shots nila eh. So, subukan muna sa loob.
Well, it's an advantage that they can see, and the other advantage of a zone is being able to shoot outside, and they haven't been successful at that either.
Here's Omolon, drives against Singson. He does have the height advantage. Tries to force the issue and succeeds.
Well, Melbert Amolon, siya yung spark nga, sabi mo, dito sa second half. Already with 10 points, all here in the second half.
Cross court to Rosella. The lead is now 4 points. Singson to the corner. Mentes, susubok ulit. At magpipintis ulit. Daming beses ko na sinabi yan, ha? Ontiveros back in the ball game. Coach Jong Chico still looking for that player who will find their range from the perimeter. Here's Singson, picks up his dribble. Rosella, pinasok sa loob. Here's Velasco, forced the shot, and there's a whistle. I think the foul might be from behind on Paeng Santos. So Santos called for that reach-in foul. Sa likod yan ni Velasco.
Well, let's see. You know, for some players, when they make free throws, yan ang nagsispark nung shooting nila. Maybe this will do well for Nick if he can make both free throws.
So there you go, the first points here for San Miguel in the fourth quarter off a free throw. 2 for 2 for Velasco. Let's see if that can have a calming effect. Out to Santos. Santos, alley-oop. Pero alam nilang mataas tumalan itong si Omolon eh. And he misses the shot.
Pero grabe yung dinundag doon ni Omolon. Akala ko, it was gonna be a short turnover.
Ontiveros, wala pa rin. And they continue to get that shooting percentage way down here in this ball game. Santos bounces it to Omolon, laban kay Ontiveros. Omolon drives against Ontiveros, and the body contact will result in a foul.
But the good thing about Omolon, he's continued to be aggressive. Doesn't matter on Ontiveros. I'll take you to the basket, and that's why he's been able to contribute positive minutes and scoring as well.
You know, Santa Lucia has made headway down. Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Kenneth Duremdes.
Of course, he committed his 5th foul early in the 3rd. And people stepping up.
Here's Gonzalez. Takes the pass, takes the shot. Parang free throw lang yan eh. Sabi niya free throw lang yan. May konting lundag. 15-footer. 4 na lamang namin. So Racela, out to Singson. Let's see if San Miguel will continue to shoot from the outside kasi they are getting open shots. Hindi na talaga pumapasok. Ito, titira ulit si Olsen Racela. Yon! Pumasok na rin! Olsen Racela hits the first his first 3-point shot.
A big sigh of relief coming from the San Miguel bench. You know, it's one thing to, ang importante kasi dyan sa shooting to make the first one eh. So maybe right now they're looking at that things will go their way now.
Peña gets the rebound. San Miguel down by 1. Racela pushing it up, looking for the lead. Here's Singson from the baseline. Puts on the brakes. Racela, binigay kay Singson. They rotate it in the perimeter. Velasco, out to Ontiveros. Siya pa, naghahanap. Ayun, pasok na. Pangalawa ni Dondon or ng San Miguel. Panguna ni Dondon Ontiveros. Itong 3-pointer, nakakahawa yan eh, no?
That's what I mentioned kanina, Jude, no? Once you make one, your confidence as a team, not only as an individual, grows. And like pagkatapos si Olsen, diretso kaagad, Dondon 3 points right away.
At yung mga San Miguel fans, napuhay na rin dito. Si Olsen Racela, waking everybody up with a 3-pointer. Si Dondon Ontiveros, dinagdagan pa ng pampagising. So here's that shot by Dondon Ontiveros, wide open in front of his bench. Ang ganda ng rotation. Kitang-kita dun sa ating bagong molten ball. And Dondon Ontiveros, sabi niya siguro, finally, pumasok rin. Inis na siya. You know, with shooters, you just have to keep telling them to continue shooting. Here's Dennis Inawe. At ngayon, tapla ulit tayo. 68-68 our score. So shaping up to be another nail biter here at Zamboanga City. Cross court they go. Racela out to Velasco. Singson, siya naman nagsusubok for 3. Ang nawili na ng konti. The ball got loose. Nakuha na ni Omalon eh. Tapos napitawan pa. At Peña was right there to take advantage.
Well, those are the things that you can't really see the stats. Those are breaks of the game. Lady Luck smiling on one team or another.
Wala pang ulit ng dalawa itong San Miguel. Espino wants to drive against Peña, but the defense is right there. Mendoza, and there's a call. Singson will be called for the body check.
Kumuha ng rebound, nangyayari pa, bumabagsak pa ng pusa sa kanyang bola.
See, the better you are, yun ang sinasabi ng tao eh. Pag mas magaling ka, mas swerte ka minsan eh. If my example missing a 3-point shot and Peña getting the rebound, and a foul will be called in Santa Lucia.
Holding foul, number 28, Norman Gonzalez.
Norman Gonzalez called for that foul, and Marlo Aquino is now on the scorer's table. And a good look at Kenneth Duremdes. Nakakuha nga siya ng 5th personal foul early ng ating 3rd quarter. At since then, hindi pa siya binabalik. Because ayun, hindi nyo nakikita sa screen at tumayo na itong si Kenneth Duremdes. Sasamahan si Marlo dito sa scorer's table. Well, the drive inside, nothing doing. Kasasabi ko lang na nothing doing, pero tinuloy pa rin ni Dale Singson. At that's the magic of Dale Singson. Minsan, tingin mo wala na talaga siyang magagawa, pero nakakalusot pa rin.
Yung 3 front court players ng San Miguel, all of a sudden, coming alive in offense. Dondon, Olsen, and Dale.
The ball is tipped. Singson gets it. Fast break opportunity. Ontiveros challenging inside, and he is fouled hard by Nelbert Omolon, and he is still down on the floor. It looks like he's okay though.
Well, if we can see the replay, parang nadulas kasi si Dondon bago siya mag-take off eh.
By San Miguel, and Dondon Ontiveros given 2 free throws to add on to those 4 straight points. Looking for double-digit scoring. Ontiveros now with 10 in the ballgame.
On the other hand, Santa Lucia, binalik na nila si Kenneth Dorembes at si Marlo Aquino. I think Coach Al will be sending in his best five right now with those, except pinapahinga niya si Dennis pala for Marlo.
Yeah,
Probably Dennis asking for a breather already.
Well, Santos and Omolon are usually not in the end game for Coach Al Francis, so expect at least Dennis and Pino to enter the game in the next few minutes. Inside they go. Here's Omolon against Peña. Painasa sa loob and Dorembes, fouled by Singson.
Again foul, number 50, Singson. Fourth foul, 15th foul for the Beermen. 2 free throws for Kenneth Dorembes.
Kenneth Dorembes, well, he's only had 7 points in the game, and the last time that he was able to score was all the way in the second quarter because of the 5 fouls that he got in the third. So trying to get back on track right now with 4 minutes to go in the game.
Ontiveros will take a breather in favor of Danny Ildefonso. And Kenneth with his second free throw. And Peña grabs the rebound. So 74-69, 5-point lead for San Miguel. Racela goes on the right side. Still a zone defense for Santa Lucia. Nick Velasco out to Ildefonso. Cross court to Racela. They give it to Singson. Inside to Peña. Sapal. Galing sa likod ni Marlo Aquino. Pero for the loose ball and hindi mahawakan ni Dorembes.
Marlo Aquino continues to be a force down
Block shot by the skyscraper. Dale Singson missing the shot. Peña though the long rebound at siseta po nila itong opensa. San Miguel gets a second chance in this possession. Up by 5, 3:36 left. Peña susubok ulit. This time, kailang. Nasapal sa kanina. Here's Paulo Mendoza running the fast break. Binalik kay Gerard Francisco. Francisco missing the shot. Nakuha ni Mendoza yung rebound. So 3:19 left here in the game. Mendoza, nasundutan, muntik na nawala nga. Ahead to also Racela. Dorembes unable to catch up, and Racela extends the lead to 7 points, 76-69. So ito na po yung si Omolon, nandun pa rin. So Estino na lang ang hinihintay for the starting lineup of Santa Lucia to be back in the game. Omolon out to Mendoza. Gustong ipasok ni Aquino. Aquino laban si Peña. Backs his way. Aquino from the baseline. Takes a shot. Then he hits it.
Tough shot there by Marlo. Good defense by Dorian. Usually yan sa fourth quarter, maganda talaga nilalaro ni Marlo.
The lead is 5. Racela with the ball. And here's Velasco on the left side. Racela shoots a 3. Come on! Wilson Racela. It's a big three-pointer for the Beermen. And extends the lead to 8 points. And forces Coach Al Francis. Ito po sa ating PBA Roadshow of San Miguel versus Santa Lucia. Of course, sinasabi kong last 2 minutes 25. Kung hindi makakahabol ang mapa-overtime tayo.
Well, this is going to be the telling possession right now. Santa Lucia seemingly has to score in this possession.
That's not the way to do it, although Francisco gets it back. Francisco shoots a 3. And that one bounces on top and automatically is out of bounds. San Miguel ball. So San Miguel in control now with an 8-point lead with 2 minutes left here in the ball game. The last 2 minutes is brought to you by Hope, the luxury cigarette.
Well, right now, kailangan ng Santa Lucia ng stop to para hindi na lumobo yung 8-point na lamang ng San Miguel.
Ildefonso missing the shot.
But Coach Jong very unhappy kasi when you have the lead, the worst foul you can give is a loose ball foul because it stops the clock and you give the opposing team a chance to come back without burning any minutes on the clock.
Although it's not such a bad deal since Marlo really has been struggling from the free throw line.
Pero mainit yan sa fourth.
Marlo missing the first free throw. And that can be one of the factors na we can attribute kasi kanina pa sila nagmimintis ng free throws and nahirapan. So Aquino, second free throw, mintis ulit. So definitely they have not helped themselves from the free throw line. Casela against Mendoza. And you can bet they will melt the shot clock here. They will use most of the 24 seconds.
When you have an Olsen Racela, you know, ano na yan eh. Regular na point guard na talaga. He knows what he's doing.
The ball is loose and Paulo Mendoza recovers it. Here's Kenneth Torrentes. Ahead to Francisco. Francisco all the way. Left-handed layup is good. And it's only a 6-point lead here with over a minute left.
Or even just a 2-possession ball game.
Yeah, it's a 2-possession ball game, exactly. Casela against Mendoza. Again, they will melt the clock. But if Santa Lucia can get a stop here, they still got a good shot. Casela inside, takes a 19-footer, in and out, and Marlo Aquino had it. But Mendoza gets it back. Ahead to Torrentes, inside to Espino. Espino inside, misses the layup. That was the shot that they needed. A point-blank miss from Dennis Espino would have cut the lead to 4 points with less than a minute left. And now San Miguel will just take as much time as they can. Crossover move. Ontiveros for three. That one short. Espino out to Torrentes. You know, they still have a shot here if they can hit a three-pointer.
It's still a lot of time.
Mendoza loses control, but they have to take a shot very soon because it's a 2-possession ball game. Here's Torrentes out to Francisco for three. Not there. Marlo Aquino out to Espino. He's not the guy you want shooting the three. In and out. And Velasco gets the rebound with a second left. And after 48 minutes and struggling from the perimeter all 48